NFL Week 15 picks. First game, I'm not going to do my pick on the Chargers versus the Raiders because they are currently playing right now. And it's Thursday, so I'm going to leave that out. I'm just going to predict the games on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So let's get started. Bills versus Broncos. I have the Bills winning. The Broncos played really good last week against the Panthers. Two teams that are not the worst teams in the NFL, but they're not the best. They're out of the playoff contention basically. They put on a pretty good show last week. The Broncos look good. Drew Lock looked good. Threw 4 touchdowns. Didn't throw any interceptions. I like what I see from the Broncos. Once they get their players back next year, they should be a threat. But this year, I don't think they have enough to beat the Bills. Even if they're at home, I have the Bills taking care of business. I have Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs going into Denver and taking care of business. The Bills are probably the second best team in the AFC right now, the way they've been playing. So I have the Bills beating the Broncos at Denver. The second game, Panthers at Green Bay. Panthers versus the Packers. I have the Panthers losing to the Packers. The Packers are going to take care of business. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. They have a chance. They have an opportunity this week to take a bigger lead on the Saints as the Saints play the Chiefs. So the Saints could lose that game. I have the Packers taking care of business. Aaron Rodgers is not going to lose that number 1 spot. He's going to want that. He's going to want that first round bye. I don't have the Panthers being able to stop Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Adams. I just don't see them having enough horses on defense. I don't see their offense being able to keep up with them on that side of the field. So Packers take care of business and they beat the Panthers. Next game, Texans versus Colts, is their second game in 2 weeks. Texans, these divisional games, it could go any way. You never know what's going to happen when it comes to the divisional games, especially when you have an elite quarterback like Watson on that side of the field. But I think they have too many injuries on the offensive side. They're asking for Watson to do too much right now. So because of that, the Colts are playing great football. Phillip Rivers is taking care of the football. T.Y. Hilton has come on strong the last few weeks. And the running game's going. Hines, Taylor's getting it going now. So because of that, I think the Texans are going to lose again to the Colts. Colts are going to keep pace with the Titans in the AFC South. Next game, Bears versus Vikings. 2 teams that are on the outside looking in the NFC right now. Both are 6-7. Both have a slim chance to go to the playoffs. Whoever wins this game is going to keep their chances alive. Whoever loses could pack it up and get ready for vacation. So I don't have Trubisky playing good again. He's been playing great like the last few weeks, but I don't think he could keep it up. I don't think he's able to do that. They do have a chance just because Montgomery has been hot the last few weeks. I have him on fantasy, so I know how many points he's putting. I know he's running great. He's really picked it up in the second half of the season. Because of that, the Bears do have a punchy chance if Trubisky could play good again. But I don't trust Trubisky. I trust Cousins to get it going again with Jefferson, with Thielen. They lost to the Buccaneers last week. Their kicker missed like 4 kicks. I think their kicker does a little better this week, and the Vikings get the win at home versus the Bears. Next game, Seattle versus Washington. Seattle goes to Washington. Washington has been playing good. Their defense is carrying that team. Their defense is elite. But they've been winning these games with Alex Smith. Alex Smith has proven to be a winner in the NFL. He can win. When he has a defense, when he has some weapons on the field, he could win. The problem with that is that Alex Smith got hurt last game. He's questionable. He's questionable for this game. And if they play Dwayne Haskins, I don't give him a chance. I do not trust Dwayne Haskins. He's not a good NFL quarterback. I have no trust in Dwayne Haskins. If he plays, Seattle should be the favorites easily. Even if Alex Smith plays, I think Seattle still has enough to get it done in Washington. Antonio Gibson is questionable too. We see if he plays, but I think Seattle stays in the hunt for the NFC West, and they beat Washington in Washington. Next game, Patriots versus Dolphins. Patriots are coming off Thursday night defeat to the Rams. They got pummeled. They got embarrassed. It wasn't really a game. Cam Newton's been struggling. And on the other side, the Dolphins put up a fight against the Chiefs. I think the 4 drives in the middle of the game in the third quarter where they had 3 and outs. They had an interception. I think that's what ultimately cost them the game. They made a nice comeback in the end, but I think you can't give that much of a lead to Patrick Mahomes and expect to win. But they showed heart. They showed a lot of promise. I like what I saw from them, especially in the fourth quarter. So I think the Dolphins have enough to beat the Patriots at home and keep their playoff chances alive. So I have the Dolphins beating the Patriots in Week 15, keeping their playoff chances alive. And we'll see how Tua does against the Patriots. But I do think they have enough. Dolphins defense is good too. So I think Patriots offense is going to keep struggling. Dolphins beat the Patriots in Week 15. Next game, Ravens versus Jaguars. There's not too much to say about this game. Jaguars are vying for that first overall pick. Minshew is back in the starting lineup. He played good. I think he gives them the best shot to win. But the Ravens showed their heart, showed their tenacity against the Browns, how they came back. Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to put on the show these last 3 weeks to carry the Ravens into the playoffs. I don't see the Ravens missing the playoffs, and I think it starts right here. I think the Ravens beat the Jaguars, take care of business. Jaguars stay in contention for the first overall pick. Ravens are beating the Jaguars at home. Next game, Buccaneers versus Falcons. Same thing, along the same lines as the Ravens game. The Buccaneers need to get in the run, need to finish the season strong to go into the playoffs as a contender, as a tough team to play. And I think they're going to harass Matt Ryan. Last week, the Buccaneers defense harassed Cousins. There's a lot of times where the Vikings looked like they were going to start getting something going, and the Buccaneers defense was able to harass Kirk Cousins and prevent them from going on sustained drives. I think that's what they're going to do against the Falcons. They're going to take care of the Falcons in Atlanta and really start building momentum, hopefully carry it into the playoffs, because if they're able to build momentum, if they're able to go into the playoffs on a nice win streak, then the Buccaneers could be a dangerous team. So I have them beating the Falcons in Atlanta. Buccaneers are going to win. 49ers versus Cowboys. Both teams got, the 49ers and the Cowboys are still alive. Both teams are still alive. The Cowboys were able to beat the Bengals last week, and the 49ers lost to Washington football team. So because of that, I have the 49ers. I think I trust them a little more. Even though the Cowboys have been playing a little better, the 49ers are better than the Bengals. I don't think they're going to have enough to beat the 49ers. And I think the 49ers, as long as they run the ball, they keep the ball out of Mullins' hands, because he's susceptible for a pick six or just like some dumb plays throughout the game. I think the 49ers get back to their running game, run the ball, don't ask too much from Mullins, and I think that should be enough to beat the Cowboys, even if they are playing in Jerry's World, even though they are playing in Dallas. So I have the 49ers beating the Cowboys and keeping their slim, tiny playoff chances still alive. Eagles versus Cardinals. I believe in Jalen Hurts. He showed a lot of promise against the Saints. Number one defense coming in that week. He looked good. He ran for over 100 yards. I'm going to do a deep dive on this game, but I do have the Eagles winning against the Cardinals. Jets versus Rams. Jets. 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 They're going to have the first overall pick. There's no way they beat the Rams. Rams are going to take care of business. They look good against the Patriots last week. Showed up on Thursday Night Football. Akers is looking good. Goff is not turning over the ball as much anymore. Rams take care of business against the Jets. Jets are continuing to go for that 0-16 season. Chiefs versus Saints. Doesn't look like Drew Brees is going to play, so it's going to be a tough game for the Saints. Chiefs are kind of struggling to close out games. It seems like they keep on winning by one possession, but I do have the Chiefs winning. I'm going to do the deep dive on this too, so stick around for that. Browns versus Giants on Sunday Night Football. Giants struggled last week against the Cardinals. Daniel Jones looks like he's still recovering from that injury that he sustained like 2 weeks ago. Because of that, even though the Giants have been playing better, I believe in the Browns. The Browns look good against the Ravens on Monday Night Football. So I have the Browns beating the Giants, taking care of business, and clinching a playoff spot. I believe they could clinch a playoff spot this week. And Steelers versus Bengals. Bengals have their backup quarterback, even though they're playing in Cincinnati, and even though the Steelers are struggling right now, and it looks like they were a fluky 11-0, I have them getting back into winning ways, snapping the 2-game losing streak, and beating the Bengals on Monday Night Football to get back on the winning column. Steelers should beat the Bengals, in my opinion. And those are my Week 15 picks. If you guys have any problems with these picks, let me know. If you're watching it on YouTube, just comment down below. If you're listening to it on the podcast, I will link my Twitter in the bottom. So just tweet at me. If you don't have a Twitter, I'll put my email down there. Send me an email, whatever. If you have a problem, you want to get in touch with me, just let me know what do you guys have a problem with in my picks, and we're able to discuss them. I can see how people would choose like the Cardinals or maybe the Saints or even the Giants. So, there's a lot of good games that could go different ways this week. So just let me know if you guys have any disagreements with my picks.